Okay, so this is your main menu, of course. I know Sporty said in the Discord that he does a lot of the offline racing, which is right here on World Circuits. Of course, you got your 3 different sections with all the different tracks in it. For just like with offline stuff to your cars, you do the menus in the cafe. I think Melton, you were right when you said you have to do like so much of it in order to play online. I think it's like 13 menus, which you'll do through the cafe. And then once you start getting cars, you can go to the tuning shop here and buy parts for them. This is your garage right here, where you'll choose whatever car, that you want to race with or whatever. Here in GT Auto, you can wash, change your oil, renew your engines, restore body damage, that kind of stuff if it happens. You can also edit your liveries that you may want to do, as well as your helmet and fire suits. For online, it's going to be at the far bottom right, which again, I think you have to complete about 13 of the menus in the cafe in order to get to. Once you click in that, you'll go to lobby. And then once it loads, you'll see there's a bunch of different options, usually that people have up already for different tracks and rooms and stuff. If you're going to do a league, what I would suggest when you go to create the room, depending on what it's going to be at first, you have your different options here. If you're going to do it lap based, you'll do practice, qualifier, race. If it's going to be more like an endurance, you'll have the endurance race. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it on practice and race. You'd enter the league name here. So Wednesday night league. I'll just call it WNL for short. You can change that if you want to. It doesn't really matter. It's just more of the options for like what it shows on the main lobby. If it's going to be a league related thing, I would put friends only. And as long as somebody in the lobby is friends with another person. So like if me and Morty are not friends, and like Melton and no, I'm saying that wrong. Okay, so if me and Melton weren't friends, but I'm friends with Sporty, I could still join in the room based on being friends with Sporty if he's in the room. Laps, I'm sorry, that's participants. You can set up to 16. Auto start, that depends on like how long you want to set your practices for. Here's where you can choose your tracks and say like Watkins Glen right here. You've got the long course like what, but then you have the short course like what would be NASCAR style. You would choose that here at this point. Then you would set up your number of laps anywhere from 1 to 200. If it was an endurance race, you would choose it right there. You can select your different kinds of weather if you wanted to, preset or custom. The only tracks that it can rain at are going to be in Europe and the Asia area, so it cannot rain at Daytona. Which Daytona, you are set the tri-oval and the road course layout both as well, which it's pretty cool. This you can change depending on if you want to do like a full 24-hour race, if you're doing an endurance kind of a thing, or if you want to mix in like day and night racing. Whoops, I did not mean to go off of that. The track doesn't really matter here. You can change your starting if you want to just do like a grid like what F1 would do, or if you want to do like a stock car kind of rolling start, you can. Here is where you can set it by the qualifying if you have that enabled. BOP, balance of power, it kind of evens out the horsepower with the cars and the weight ratio as well. So if you turn that on, that'll turn the settings options, which then you can restrict what people can have on the cars, or at least what's available to them to run. So you'll go through, you'll uncheck whatever you want to do, or check them depending on what you want to do, and then you'll just hit apply. Boost is where like last place, it'll get extra speed to help stick with the pack. I know a lot of people don't like that with leagues. I've done. Slipstream, a lot of people run it on real, so it's more like a realistic kind of feel. Mechanical damage, light, you can get damage from it. It's not going to be too terrible, but it can affect the car. And I haven't actually raced with heavy on before, but it can really mess things up. Here's your tire and fuel rate, so you can have it anywhere from off where you don't have to pit, or you can turn it all the way up to 50 times, and that actually goes for both of them, where you'll have to pit multiple times. And you know, if you turn it up too high, you'll even run the risk of not being able to make it laps, obviously. With fuel consumption on, you can change the refueling speed in the cars here. You can change the initial fuel as well, so how much you're going to have on start. The race finish delay, how long does it take after the leader has passed the line in order for the countdown to begin. Grip production, a lot of people run real. Nitro and overtaking, I've never messed with that, so I'm not really sure. So here, the regulation settings filtered by category. You can go through and you can select the different GR ones you want, 1 through 4, and then GRB, which is going to be your rally style cars. GR1 is going to be like your prototypes, the like the LMP2s, those kind of cars. GR2s are going to be, well, GR2 to GR4 is like your Mustang GTD class, the GT-AM cars is what those are going to be more of. Your power performance limit, you can set that depending on what you trying to like regulate the power in the cars as well. Minimum weight, maximum power output, usable tires. So there's 3 different kinds. You've got the comfort, sports, and racing. All have a soft, medium, and a hard compound. So if you go to racing, and then you can select the required tires that have to run that race as well. There you can select the retired tire change, so like your F1, you know, they require you to run 2 different compounds. That's where you'd set that at. Nitrous, it can either not be installed, required, or unrestricted. Engine swaps in the upper class cars, like the GR3, 2, and 1s, I believe you can't swap engines, but I'm not positive about that. For the kart usage, there is 1 go-kart in the game. This is the only way that you can use it. You have to turn that on. Tuning parts is, so when you go to buy your parts for the cars, there's categories at the top, extreme or lower or unrestricted. This is going to be your penalties. Self-explanatory. And then what assist you like in the race as well. All that. So once you're done, I'm just going to set this on friends only. You'll just create it. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to put the name back in. Yeah, we'll just leave that. You can also save your settings as well here. So if you want to do like a practice session, say, you know, Monday, and you race Friday, you can save the settings so you don't have to sit here and go through the whole thing again for it. And then when you're ready to pull up the lobby and do it again, you can just hit load settings and load. So I'm just going to create the room. Now I didn't set any specific category of car here. So when we load in, I'm going to be in a GR4 category car at the moment. Which you can go over to settings here. Well, once I load in, hang on. Okay, so now you go here and no, still not. Okay. Maybe nope. Oh, here we go. Now I'm pulled up. So you can change car. And these are just the cars that I have. The ones that are yellow blinking means that they don't meet the requirements for the lobby that you've created. That or they are either overpowered or underpowered of what's required of the lobby. So you can go through, you can select whatever cars. If you have it limited to like a GR4, it'll bring up all the GR4 categories. GR3, same with that. And it'll only bring up that category. So then when you're ready, you just click on whatever car you want. It'll load it in. I usually just go straight for inner course. Here's the BOP, the balance of power. So it kind of tells you what it does to change. And then at the bottom right, you'll see you have the different radars, your traction control settings, your fuel map if you have that enabled. And then you just hit your gas. It'll drive you out of the road. And once you get to a certain spot, then you kick over. And there you go. Once you're done with practice, you'll hit pause. And then you can either exit or you can just hit start race from here. I can't do it right now because I'm the only one in the lobby. race. If you have qualifying enabled, it'll start qualifying them in, and then once that's done, it'll take you back to the main lobby screen. So this screen here, and then you would hit start race from here, and then you'd be doing the actual race itself. So that's basically Gran Turismo Online in a nutshell. I'm not the most expert at it. It's just what I've kind of learned from doing it myself with this, and even Gran Turismo Sport. They're basically laid out a lot of the same way. So, hope that helps, and thank you for watching.